welcome to another episode of the Too Late We Said It podcast with yours truly, Shawn Leverett, and my illustrious, voluptuous, boisterous,
Voluptuous. Come on, man.
that boy thick.
I just want you to know that I just recently went vegan.
Oh,
I'm about to get that gastric bypass surgery.
no, you ain't, motherfucker.
I'm not doing neither of them shits.
Damn. My co-host Edwin Nevado. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna go out like Big Pun, yo.
Damn.
It's like,
100 pounds. I'm trying to
live, you heard?
and then he died. Ain't that a
Yo, that's yeah.
when you try,
R.I.P. though, R.I.P. That's my boy.
R.I.P. man, R.I.P. for the reggaeton hip hop king. You dig? What's up, man? How you doing on this Mother's Day, Brody?
Hey, man. Oh, first off, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Mom, I love you. My sister's Mother's Day. You know, my niece Mother's Day. You know, all my family. I love y'all very much. You know,
Yes.
but you know, it was a great week. You know, leading up to Mother's Day. You know, Mother's Day snuck up on me because you know, like the 1st of May was on the weekend, so I forgot that counts the second weekend in May. So I was like, it just hit me. You know,
We all fuck up. It's all good. It's all good.
I
Play.
had to send some emergency Happy Mother's Day text out real quick. If you got them, you already know that that's my excuse. I ain't even know. I woke up this morning like, it's first. So, you know, that's my excuse.
It is what it is, man. Happy
Yeah.
Mother's Day to all the beautiful women out there who take care of their children, man. We appreciate you, all the fathers. Happy Mother's Day to my beautiful wife over here, Ivana. Give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Brothers Day.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Mother's Day, Brother's Day.
Happy Brothers Day, my brother. Right on. Right.
Yeah.
They
You already
do Brothers Day. I think that'll help with unity in the community.
you straight under that line carefully.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later.
Tiptoe. Yeah.
But anyway, man, it's good to see you again, man. As always. You
Yeah,
know,
likewise, man.
have our
Likewise.
little banters off the air too. So
Yeah, man, and plenty of time went by, so we just got a lot of stuff to catch up on. You know, a lot of things have been going on. So, you know, what's the hot topic going on right now?
it's a lot of hot topics, man. But we're gonna kick off the game with 60 minutes still on the clock with some music, man. You know, we usually cover sports. We usually talk about sports, but there ain't really shit popping right now in the sports world that we give a fuck about. Is football.
Yeah, you know, football is still waiting for it to go on. You know, the basketball, we don't really follow basketball that often, so, you know, we might get into it next season.
Yeah, next season we'll get into. But I do want Giannis Antetokounmpo to win another championship because he's a humble baller.
Yeah, man, he's cool, yo. Especially after, you know, win his first one, how he handled it, how he carries himself. You know, definitely a role model type, somebody you look up to because he's very humble and you know, kind-hearted too. I was watching some videos of him doing autographs. The little girl like gave him like a gift and stuff, and then she was all losing her mind. So I was like, yeah, this dude might be all right, yo.
He's
This is
solid,
the
man.
type. Yeah, that's the type of guy you want to see succeed, yo, so he can like be an example to
just
other
like
young
Lamar
folks.
too. You know, I hate the Ravens, but I want to see Lamar.
Yeah,
too.
man. You know, if Lamar was on another team and I was, you know, on a different team, I would support him the same way, man. Because you know, it's very rare to see people like that. You know,
Right. Not like Ryan Tannehill, bitch ass. It's not my job to help you learn the playbook, Negro.
Yo, I'm glad you brought that up. Yo, that says a lot more about him than it does about. Yeah, because you think about it, one, he feels threatened, and he showed it verbally and physically. And then two, you know, it shows, you know, where his mindset at. You know what I mean? He's not really a team player. He's more thinking about himself. Because a team player would go, you know, regardless of fact of whether he takes my job or not. Like, you know, Tony Romo was a hated quarterback, but when Dak Prescott came in, Tony Romo did a press conference introducing him as a starting quarterback himself.
You got to at least front like you care.
Yeah, man, but I think he was humbled in his humility. He was accepting of like, my time is now over and I'm passing the baton.
Everybody time over at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
Bow out gracefully. Don't be
now. You know, now people want him to fail for that shit. So
right. Me help a Negro.
Oh, this is 2022.
If it was up to me, you'd still be on the plantation.
Yeah.
Yo,
it's this crazy stuff. That's a segue to. I was just reading an article where there was a school teacher in Rochester that middle school teacher that forced their kids to pick cotton to try to teach them about slavery.
White kids had to pick cotton?
Nah, the whole class, but you know, it's a diverse class. Rochester's like mostly Puerto Ricans and black up there. So it's mostly minorities. So it's going crazy up there with that. I don't know if that was recent news, but I had just seen that this morning. I was like, that can't be true.
Well, you know about that white lady back in the 80s or some I can't remember her name is Jean something. She did a test where it's like all the blue-eyed kids were bad kids. So she made them go to lunch. It was like right after Martin Luther King was killed, and she was a teacher, and she made all the blue-eyed kids go last. All the blue-eyed kids
What?
had less recess time, and she was trying to instill in them like you can't judge people just on how they look. So the blue-eyed kids, we know you can't focus in school. You blue-eyed, you know, ain't
Right. So I
kids.
think there's a certain way to teach lessons, but I think
That's a little hard.
we're in certain times right now. Yo, you can't be a white teacher saying today we're gonna be picking cotton so y'all can learn how your ancestors did it in back. Nah,
She
man.
must have watched Django back to back. She was feeling herself.
They whipping Jody.
Y'all niggas gonna pick the cat.
Hey, they whipping Jody. Hey yo. Oh man.
Shout out to Baby Boy and John Singleton.
Hey. I like the way you die, boy.
Jesus. Yo, imagine hearing that, bro. And you about to go out. Oh my god. That's
man. It's crazy.
I don't feel like crying on this episode, so we gonna leave it alone. But yeah, what I want to talk about music wise, we don't really have nothing sports for you guys today because, like I said, we don't fuck with nothing else. We don't fuck with soccer. I mean, do you like soccer? You soccer?
I do. I played soccer while I was in school. But not so professionally. No, but I do fuck with soccer as a sport. But watching it, I've really never gotten into it. But soccer is actually a great sport, and man, it takes a lot of stamina to be playing on a long field. They're running 24/7, you know. But I mean, like baseball, I love playing baseball, love it. But unless I'm going to the game, I probably won't watch it on TV.
Right. I like going to baseball games.
Yo, baseball games are the best.
It's lit at the baseball game.
Yeah.
They be playing it.
And the sport of baseball is fun if you're participating in it. That's what I'm saying. Like the only sport that I don't like participating and watching is golf. I don't want to play golf and I don't want to watch golf. But I'll play some miniature golf. That's fun with the family and shit. Yeah.
But anyway, man, we got on some whole other shit. Today we're gonna talk about music, man. A old school rapper who was pretty, solid, fundamental. Everybody throw your woos up.
Throw the W's.
He just dropped a recent album. I'm gonna let you speak on that one, man.
Oh yeah. So Method Man, he's got this like these albums that he's been dropping, like these mixtapes. They're kind of like mixtape albums called the Meth Lab. So he just dropped Meth Lab season 3. I started listening to it yesterday. That shit is fire. It's got the old vibe to it, but it's got some like new school vibes as well. Mm-hmm. And he's got a lot of features in it. That's what's like the best part. He's got a lot of features in it. Mm-hmm. And he sound like Meth. Meth doing his thing. He's got that melodic type flow. He's really good with that, with riding the beat well. And man, it's so far I've got halfway through the album, and it's pretty fire.
Amazing, man. He got Jadakiss on there. He got the CPAP machine, Jadakiss, though, because Jadakiss shit already raspy, but this shit is on here. He sounds like he's straight off the CPAP machine. But he's still rocking, bro.
Yeah, yo, but
my man Anthony Black, bro. You remember? And he used to work with us, man. Anthony Black, man. You probably don't remember him, little white boy. He a cool motherfucker though, man. Shout out to you, man. I'm proud of everything you doing, family. All of us have our struggles, man, and it seems like you progressing through yours, man, with your family intact. Take care of your seeds, man. We always appreciate brothers who stand tall, stand on theirs, and take care of their kids, man.
No doubt.
Man. Much love. That Method Man album, man. I really haven't been listening to a lot of music. I'm very guilty of. I just listen to the same shit I've been listening to.
I got my own playlist already set.
Yeah. So, but as soon as you recommended that shit to me and put it on, that shit just from the intro to the
I was like, wow. But yeah, if you got like, I don't know what streaming service you use. I use the YouTube. I use YT Music. So yeah, all 3 Meth Lab mixtapes are on there, and they're pretty fire.
I'm gonna have to dig back and check them out because that joint today was like, I was like, ooh, because I don't like the new shit to be like, I run in his head, nigga, budget, bitch on my lip, I can't fuck with that shit.
I mean, some of it's good though. It's just what happens is it gets too repetitive for me. So it's like everybody starts to sound like the next guy.
But the beats be fire. The producers.
Yeah, the production.
Producers these days.
And sometimes some of them hooks be fire too. You know what I mean? So can't knock it.
I caught myself fucking with some Cardi B because the beat was so damn hard. I mean, I was like, am I a whore?
Yo, you can get that. What's that little that playlist thing that Kanye got? That little box.
Kanye's box?
Nah, never mind. I can't remember the name of it. He released this instrument, this little MP3 instrument that you can actually alter the music. It's like a has its own little production type. You can actually take the audio out, the video out. I mean the audio, and change the audio and change how the track sounds.
Oh, that's dope.
Well, if you had that, you could just put that Cardi B joint on there and just take her vocals all the way out and just listen to the beat. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Shout out to my guy Mert Wolf, man. Mert Wolf will be at the McDoobies new comedian of the year competition later this month. So if you don't know about my dude Mert Wolf, make sure you go check him out. Mert, we're gonna have to get you on the episode, man. You always
no doubt.
We'll get you on the next episode, bro. Much love to you. And Mert Wolf also helps me host. Me and my dude Garrett Harvest helps us. It's a trilateral commission of Turkish, Black, and Blacker down at 10 Roof in Baltimore City.
I love you too, Mom. My mom just commented, said, I love you. I can't respond. I love you too, Mom.
I always love my mama. She's my favorite girl. Talking about mama. We love you, girl.
Mama, you're the food for my soul.
Ooh, that was a banger.
Loving you is like food to my soul. Yo, that song was, yeah, yo.
I cried when Big Mama died on Big Mama's house. And when she got her legs cut off. I cried both times.
Damn.
My grandmama legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yo, but let's move on to the next topic, man.
Okay,
we over here circling.
Singing to women and shit. So the passing of Mr. Kevin Samuels has been a hotly contested topic, man. Hotly topic, man, because on the left, not on the left, on one side, you got men and women, actually, believe it or not, men and women saying he was spitting facts and, just telling it like it is from his perspective, which you can't do nothing but respect somebody for giving you how they feel, honestly. I think that's...
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah, I think that's one of the problems in the world today. People just show you who you want to see, and then you really never even know where they stand. And then on the other side, you got people saying, oh, he was down talking to black women and all of that. But I watched a couple Kevin Samuels episodes. He was talking to white women, Latino women, black women, men, talking about men for the first, half of his YouTube career. But I feel like with most things, the controversial side of somebody is usually what catches fire and what spreads.
Well, I mean, everybody got their own perspectives, and obviously, you can tell that he's got his own life experiences that he channels through his work, and I kind of like see him as kind of like the Simon Cowell of like relationship experts. You know what I mean? Like he's not afraid to tell you the truth, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's cool because that what you're getting, if he's telling you some good shit, that's coming straight from him, so you can't be mad at that. Right. And like anything, it's always a tragedy when somebody passes. You know what I mean? So I mean, love him or hate him, I think there's no in between. You're either gonna love the guy or hate the guy based on what part of this, what side do you fall on in his criticisms. Right. But I mean, that should, at any time you hear some constructive criticism, especially speaking negatively in some of the things and aspects that you have, then it's always going, hey, that's room for improvement. Just like Simon Cowell did in American Idol, some of the best singers became greater because of his criticism. So it's a fire. So it's how you take it. You know what I mean? It's how you take it.
When you fall down, you can't always have a pillow tucked under your ass to brace your fall. Sometimes you got to let them cheeks hit the concrete, and that will help you bounce back a little bit stronger. You understand?
Exactly.
So I really don't celebrate the death of anybody. If a nigga who was in the Klan died, I wouldn't be like, yeah, he dead. I'd be like, man, that's fucked up.
Hey, it's fucked up. But hey, what's crazy is, people can be bad. Somebody is always is loved or hated by somebody else. You know what I mean? So every time you hate somebody, just remember they still got a mama that no matter what he does, she loves him unconditionally. So you got to look at it from both aspects. It's like, good riddance. The world is a better place with him not here. But then on the other side, the families and people that actually were in there, he was endearing to, are going to be suffering. So you got to feel bad for that, because you never know. And we all got mothers. We didn't get here. We didn't fabricate from the earth. We didn't crawl out from the water. We're not Scientologists, but I'm mad that I just took a dig at Scientology just then. No, but I didn't crawl out the water as like a single-celled organism, then sprouted arms and legs.
Boom, Dino. Freak show, dog.
Yeah. But in any case, we all got mothers, we all got family. Somebody loves us somewhere.
So let me ask you a question, bro, because I used to watch Kevin Samuels, and I'm married, I'm heavy in the game, so the dating scene really doesn't even apply to me. I used to just watch it for entertainment value because a lot of women would go on there seeking validation.
Right.
I could get this nigga this time. Walk on there. And then when you don't know, when you're dealing with somebody who does that as a profession, that can flip. It's like going on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. At some point, he's gonna get you to be like, because that's his job. So that was the same thing with Kevin Samuels.
Exactly.
So did you watch it at all? Have you seen any of it?
I've watched a few things, here and there as it pop up on my social media, and just like you, I watch it for entertainment, and I agree and disagree with a lot of stuff he says. Sometimes I agree in the wording, in the word choices, and how he views it. But like I said, he has his own life experience, and it's gonna work for some, not work for everyone. Just like advice, advice is gonna depend on who the listener is. It might apply to you, it might not. So the people that apply to you, he has his crowd, he has his fan base, and they're there for a reason. And then people that hate him, they're also uplifting him too, because all attention is good in the social media world. You get your views up, so people watch him to like down talk him. That's fine. He's still getting his views. So I mean, personally, I agree with some, but I never took like his wording strictly to heart. I believe in thinking for yourself. I'll hear advice, apply it to where it applies, and then discard it if it doesn't apply.
You said something very important, man, about advice. It don't apply. It's not applicable to everybody. Because I remember when I was in the dating game, bro, I had this Rico Suave, high charisma dancing homie. I'm not gonna say his name. His wife might be listening, but he could go up to any female and just be very smooth and very just confident in what he would say. And I'd be like, yo, my nigga, how is you doing that? And the women would just be fawning over him. So I'd be like, yo, how you do that? He'd be like, man, you just go up to him, you know what I'm saying? Do that. So I go up there. He just told me to say this. I walk up to the chick. He'd be like, ew, nigga, you ugly. I walk back to him, look like I lost the Super Bowl.
And those was like, it didn't apply to me.
You just see what happened, family. So that's very important, man. All advice does not apply,
So
you got to take it the way you take it. Pick bits and pieces out of it. And,
but what my greatest take from him is also knowing who you are and be who you are. Like the way he'd say it is, sometimes people will act, like somebody will approach women acting like he big cheese with money, but then it turns out he don't have none of the stuff that he's portraying to be, and he flexing, and he's basically bringing people down to earth. Like, you don't even got this, you don't even got that, but you talking like you got this and talking like that, and that's checking yourselves, like trying to say, hey man, things ain't working for you because you trying to be something you're not. You gotta like embrace your strengths and be aware of your weaknesses, and that's basically what it's about, honestly. So
one of the most humbling episodes he had was actually to a man. Remember, we was talking about this earlier when the dude called in and he was like, yeah, I can't seem to find no good woman out here. All these hoes ain't shit. Da, 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 da. And Kevin started drilling into him like, okay, so what makes you feel like you deserve this high tier 10 out of 10 high personality woman? And he started just going down the list, like, where you work at? And nigga worked at like Wow or some shit like that.
Yeah, yo. making like $400 a week or some shit.
Something. And ain't nothing wrong with that, but like you said, you got to know who you are and where you are.
Yeah,
date on your level, because if you try to go get a chick who's getting hit on by NFL athletes all the time, and you in your mama basement, like, let's go and give me some pussy on this air mattress, baby.
It's like she ain't giving me no play. You just a dirty bitch.
And he hit up. So he was like, so you live with your mother, you make $400 every 2 weeks. What do you bring to the table?
Oh, that's right. It was every 2 weeks too. Oh my god.
And he was like,
well, it's bigger than average. I ain't no John Jeremy.
I mean, he was like, you ain't even bringing.
He's like, but he's like, if you got one, you know it.
Fellas. I know when I was in college playing football, we used to take showers in a congregal method. I look to the left and look to the right. See where I was at.
It's like, oh snap!
You swinging, you know what I'm saying? That is what it is.
And suddenly, like,
yeah, right.
I'll take a shower when I get home. Take a shower when I get home. Fuck this shit.
Everybody go to sleep next time before I come in the dorm room shower. That is what it is, man. That is so. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels.
There's two reasons why. Yeah, if you're in sports or military stuff, that you do not want to take a shower in the public shower. Reason number one is because you're really that introverted and you're shy about your body, insecure. Or two,
and I used to
the second reason.
I ain't gonna shower with my titties out and everything. Niggas like, look at them titties. Niggas made a song about my shit.
It's like,
make them jump for me one time. Look at that. But you are you. Don't be ashamed of you.
Man. Just be happy with what you got, man. Everybody's always worried about what they don't got. Yeah. Be happy with what you got. You know what I mean?
Nobody the complete package, man, except for my wife and Jessica Alba. That's the only two people who's a complete.
It's like, but I make up for it for an exceptional person with an exceptional personality, and I'm hilarious.
Right, exactly. Ain't that funny to get no standalone coochie off my joke.
She's like, babe, it's like, how can you be with that guy? He makes me laugh. And then suddenly the dude's like, it doesn't work, sorry. It's like, hey, look at me. Is that what you wanted? Shit.
On Dunstan checks in mode. I ain't fucking with it. But let's move on to the next topic, man. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Anybody who passes, man. It's truly not something to be celebrated. I mean, he wasn't running up on people swinging on them and shit. So
man, he's just doing his platform and people listening, love or hate him. You have the ability to turn him on or off. So don't be mad if you mad about what he's saying. You watching him. You watching it. Just turn it off and don't watch him.
Yeah, you watch it into the algorithm. So it is what it is. But next thing we're just going to talk about, man, is something very prevalent in our society, not just on the drug front, but also on the everything front, from alcohol to drugs to spending money to sleep, sex, and that's vices. Vices in our society are very prevalent, not just in American culture, but in all cultures. Africa, they're using cat, and all types of shit. People using drugs and shit everywhere. So the question is, are vices needed in our society? Do you feel like vices are something that's a necessary evil that no matter how we go, ain't no way around it? People going to have vices, and if so, is it really that bad of a thing? As long as you're not harming somebody else. What you think, E? And call in too if you want to.
Yeah, this is definitely the type of topic you want to call in, because this is the type of topic that kind of depends on the perspective of the individual and what the vice is and why the vice is what it is. Right. So I mean, I think it all depends on perspective. Honestly, I think that vice is not something that I would say it's needed, but it's something that's in the fabric of who we are as a society. What I mean? Everybody finds ways to cope with things or do things as a distraction, whether it's a hobby. What's the difference between a hobby and a vice? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in a way, a vice is a hobby to most, but it's the thing is that it's taking something from you. That's the difference. It's not adding to you, it's taking from you. And I think that's the difference between a hobby and a vice. A hobby adds something to you. It's distracting, but it also adds to you. You're building a skill and it's not harming you in any kind of way. Where a vice, if done too much, it can harm you in many ways or harm people around you. Like whether it's drugs, like for the most part, drugs is a big thing. And some drugs are taken out of prescription medication, and some prescription medication becomes a vice to the individual, because especially opioids, as you know, America has a big opioid crisis, and that is a big thing, So I mean, that becomes a problem. So I think it has to do with, how you kind of navigate what the vice is.
I think a hobby can take away from you too, Brody. Like let's just take comedy for instance. If I mean, some people be like, this ain't a comedy, nigga. This is my real life. This ain't no hobby, nigga. I love comedy. But still all in be it. Like for me, I'm a fan. I have a family. So if I was to just binge comedy 5-6 nights a week, it would add to, I believe.
Well, then that's when you turn your hobby into a vice.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So where's the line drawn? Like,
so there's a line, you know what I mean? Just like sex, especially. Sex is one that people don't realize. They don't think that sex is a form of a drug to some degree, because what happens to your brain when you're achieving those levels of ecstasy? People get addicted to that feeling. So that's what drugs do, the same thing. And then people use sex as a vice as well. And sex is great, but in the wrong context, it's
And hurt
taken
people.
from you and it's hurting you and it's also
Right.
affecting your relationships and how you view people because now you're viewing people as physical objects and what
The
they
meat
can do for
market.
you sexually versus what they can give to you intellectually and spiritually. So I think that comedy, I mean, I think it's kind of like a job too, though. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like so right now you view your comedy as something you love to do. That it's kind of like a hobby. Would you like for it to become a career, or I mean, how do you see
Oh, of
your
course. I would love for it to become a career, but I think for me personally, I think I'm just too. I can do clean comedy, but I think that I just love going up there and just cursing and being raw because in my real life, when I take my kids to the PTA meeting, I can't go in there like, what is up with y'all teaching ass niggas?
All right. So
Can't do
comedy
that.
is your releases, allow
That's
you
my
to
release,
release
man.
everything that you're holding in, like you're like kind of reserved in on your day to day. In comedies, your
Yeah.
release
At work,
to
you
like
can't
being
you
able to
can't be that
express.
person. When I'm just like when we used to do the truck things, like when I used to do the truck inspections for all the techs.
Right.
I come out there with y'all, and this nigga Edwin pulling machetes and shit out his truck. I can laugh with them, I can joke, and I can be myself with them. But then when I go into the office, the white people from Boston, I
Yeah.
gotta be like, good hello, Mr.
Yeah.
Smith. I gotta turn
It's
into
crazy.
motherfucking
You
Ozzy
got
from
to,
New
you
York.
got to you got to wear different hats. You got to put on your professionalism hat. So I
Yeah,
think
so
comedy is like it's a level of professionalism that where it's like it's a freeing. You can be expressive even in today's day where people are getting ran up on stage, for being expressive, and that's crazy because that's what comedy's supposed to be. It's supposed to bend the line, bend the lines, and bring forth difficult topics and bring a comedic light to them so that we can say, hey, even though these things are bad, if we laugh at them, it won't hit as hard. You know what I mean? It's
right.
it's, it's an escapism. It's also saying like, hey, there's a lot of worse things that can happen. So when you look at the things, that means that's how you move forward. And I think that's
Mhm.
comedy. And a lot of comedians use comedy as a form of therapy. It's like things that's hurting you now. You go up on stage and talk about it,
And
and
get it
you
off
make
your
you
chest.
make fun of it, and you release it. You're sharing
Mhm.
it. It's just a different way of releasing.
But that's a
But
lot of
that's where the vice is because now you start to get addicted to
you're
it,
addicted to it.
and then now you just want to keep going. You're addicted to that crowd response, the interaction with the crowd. So it's like that's a balance, and I think that's what it is. That's when a hobby becomes a vice is when you lose the sight of balance. It's like you got to
Right,
balance it. And I think that's in everything. Too much of anything can hurt you.
right.
Salt is good; it makes your food taste good. But if you put salt on everything and eat nothing but salt,
You
then
dead.
high cholesterol, heart
You dead.
problems, clogged arteries. It's like, damn, tone down and then sugar, type 2 diabetes.
Type 2.
Yeah.
But that's I was gonna bring up an example of a homie I got. He does a lot of golfing, and like he'll go on like golf trips with the boys. I don't play golf, so I don't go. But he'll go on trips with the boys to South Carolina to go golfing and Vegas to golf. And that's the guys he uses to get away from his wife and kids. Like, nigga, I'm going golfing, baby. But when you hit Vegas, you ain't just gonna be at the links. You
Yeah,
ain't
yo.
just golfing.
There's a lot of places you can go golfing. He's choosing Vegas.
I mean, the nigga that went to Panama,
If
Rio
you're
de
looking for peace, Vegas ain't where you go for peace.
You can get a piece,
But
but
you
it
can
ain't the
get a
piece.
piece, but it ain't the right piece. If you're looking for PEACE, then
Yes.
you would go to a place that's not Vegas. But if you're looking for
Yeah.
a
Charleston,
PIECE,
South Carolina.
then
Right.
go to Vegas for that piece.
You looking for some ass. You going
Exactly.
to Vegas 4 times a year to go to golf, babe. You probably
Yeah.
got a
Oh, we
family
just playing golf. They got the best courses out there.
for a week, nigga. You been out there 8 days. God damn.
America's playground. What stays in Vegas? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, honey, that's not the Vegas I'm going to. The
Truth be
outer
told, though.
skirts. The
Truth be
outer
told,
skirts.
though.
The outskirts.
Outskirts of Vegas. We're in Summerlin County playing
Oh,
golf.
you definitely going to some skirts. I don't know if it's out or in.
Hey, but I'm going to Vegas in August with my homies too. But I'm not lying. I'm going out there to chill
Yo,
and kick
you're
it.
gonna have to do a whole videography of your whole trip. Hey, it's
I first video.
3:45. I'm still.
Our first video though. I was in Vegas. In Minnesota. Remember that?
Yeah, but I'm
First
saying
video.
if you go to Vegas by yourself,
Oh no, I'm
you're
not
gonna have
missing.
to
That's
do a video log, 5 minutes, 10 seconds into the day.
strap a GoPro to my dick if I go by myself.
Yeah. What is that, honey? Oh shit! I forgot it was there.
Who is this bitch?
It's like, oh baby, that's not me. Oh.
shit, if she see me opening
Straight
my
GoPro.
mouth, man, she can leave me.
Nah, shit. It's not gonna be your mouth. She's saying the
Oh,
GoPro's on your dick. She can see
oh
it.
yeah, shit. I'm not Marilyn Manson. But let's so yeah, I think vices are to
This dude
close it
said
out.
I'm not Marilyn Manson. Pause.
To, to
That didn't
close
even
out,
just. It just hit me
it
just
just
now.
hit you delayed onset.
It was a delayed reaction.
But to close out, man, I think vices are something that are needed, man, because life in America is stressful. In this society of go, 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 get the most, get the most, get the most, get the most,
Yep.
collect, 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 go, go, go. You can get burned out. I don't know no motherfucker alive that I know personally who can just run this rat race and then go
Yeah.
home.
So you, in some way, you kind of need something, man. You need that
You need a
release.
release, whether it be playing Madden, it's tons of things, man.
Yeah.
Cigar shop with the homies, whatever you do it guilt free as long as you're not neglecting.
As long as you maintain a balance, and I think that's what's
Right,
important. Is like
right,
having a vice, but being aware of what that vice is to you and what it can be to you.
correct.
So that way you can control it in a way by keeping a balance and not letting it overcome you to the point where you start to depend on the vice, whether as using the vice as an escape. Now the vice becomes a permanent part of who you are, and it
Yeah,
starts to bleed into your other part of your life,
yeah.
and that's
When you can't go to the golf tournament, now you want to beat your kids up. That's when
yeah,
you know it's a problem. Yeah. That's where when you start to get that violence creeping in your mind and that anger start creeping in your mind, I think it's time to reevaluate and be like, am I like you said, am I dependent on this?
yeah.
Like, is this what defines me? And that's I think that's where the line
Yeah.
blurs. Man.
Well, cigarettes. I used to smoke cigarettes heavy, you know.
Used to. We proud of you, baby.
Yeah, so the problem with that was I looked at it like this. When I started realizing that I'm saying I need a cigarette, I need a cigarette.
Mm,
Using the word I need, that's huge. It's a huge psychological thing versus I want a cigarette, you know.
right, right,
So when you want something, you know, you if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you kind of like you live with the fact that you didn't get it. But when you say you need something, like you need air to breathe, you know, if you don't have air, you're gonna die. But if the
right.
vice feels like you're gonna die and you won't, but that's what the vice feels like it's air or something, then
Mhm.
you know that it's a problem because you're starting to be dependent on it to the point where you think that without it you're not the same person, and
Right.
now you start to realize, oh yeah, I'm using the word I need way too much.
Did you ever find yourself where like you couldn't take a cigarette break, you would get angry?
No, interestingly enough, for some reason, I never really suffered a physical dependency on
Mhm.
cigarettes. It was always a psychological. So when I graduated, I started smoking when I was like 15. You
Mm.
know what I mean? And the crazy part was, it was following a girl out there. She smoked, and I was following a girl out there. So I was like, that's the only place I had time to actually say something to her, to hit on her. So
Need
I
some
went out
pussy
there,
spark. That's
and
I need a
so
cigarette.
then I went out there and I was like, let me get a cigarette, yo, and I was just playing with it. But you know, I actually practiced. This is how crazy I am. I practiced smoking before I went, so I wouldn't look like a fool. And next, you know, it turned into doing something as a means to an end. To now, I'm smoking cigarettes on a regular.
Without the
And
chick.
yeah, but then I went in the army, and that's when I realized, you know, they took that away from you instantly.
Oh, you can't smoke in the army?
Nah, man, you can't do none of that shit. But people was
Oh, what?
sneaking in. People were getting their family members to sneak in like tobacco, chewing tobacco and all that. But that's contraband. You can't have that stuff.
Whole time. So it's
So
like you can't smoke at all. You can't smoke when you
during
grab.
basic training,
Okay, all right.
yeah,
Because when
you
you
oh
coming in,
yeah, it's all contraband is away. You're away from the world. They just want you to just focus on your training. So
oh,
anything
okay.
that they want to eliminate that from you because they want you to be focused on your training. So that's when I realized I wasn't physically dependent because I was saying to myself, "Damn, I want to smoke a cigarette. I need to smoke a cigarette." But then I realized I didn't have no shakes, no nothing. Maybe I wasn't a heavy smoker. I don't know. Maybe I think it affects the people differently. So
Yeah.
once I got out the military, I realized at that point that I can control that. So I
Mm.
smoked when I got out, and then I got to the point, you know, my son and everything.
You
So I
was
was
like,
like, I want to be a good example. So I was like,
yeah.
yo,
That's
I'm
what's
a
up, man. I'm proud of you for cutting that out because you know that should have killed you, Brody. In the long run, it does kill you. So
yeah,
I'm happy you was able to get up out of that, man. Um, but yeah, so the next thing we're gonna talk about, man. Now, I recently came under some fire for some statements that I had made online about with an individual, not the community as a whole, with an individual from the LGBTQIA plus community. This particular individual
eesh.
uh, had made a statement that you know what happened with Dave Chappelle when he ran up on a nigga trying to
Yeah,
Ray
man.
Lewis hit stick him. So he got stiff arm and stomped out. Another
Live on stage.
live on stage at the Hollywood Bowl. You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, After what happened before, so I simply made the statement like, "Hey, man, nobody needs to." So this individual said that they agreed with what happened to Dave Chappelle because of his comments and his statements for the last few years about the particularly the transgender community.
Yeah.
And I simply said that I believe that when you attack somebody physically, I believe that is a last battle cry of a losing battle. When you resort to physically hitting someone for what they're verbally pronouncing, you have declared like, oh, fuck, I lost the intellectual battle. I'm gonna just rock your ass. And
Yeah.
that could go in anything in life, whether you at business or anything like that. When it gets to the
Yeah.
point where you feel like you have to hurt this person for what they're saying, that's not the best move you could make. And from there, I was told that, no, he deserves to be beat. And I was called a cisgendered male. And I said that I don't
Yeah.
believe that. It's not that I don't even
And
believe
and
in
what
all.
and what is a cisgendered male?
A cisgendered male or a cisgendered person, let me say that. A
Hmm.
cisgendered person is somebody who identifies with the gender that they were assigned at birth. I'm almost 100% sure that's the definition
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
of a
So cisgendered is like
cisgendered individual.
identify with the gender that I was born with.
But
So what's wrong with that?
I just don't want to be called a cisgendered male or cis
Oh,
anything. I just want to be a heterosexual male. I don't want to be labeled as anything, just as someone else may not want to be labeled as anything else. I
okay.
feel like definitions and terms and things like that, if they can be settled on and put into a light that fits whoever is being labeled as, and you can decide to pick whatever you want to be called. I reserve the right to not be called that. That's my main
Wait,
reason.
is the term when saying cisgender is a term used assigned or is it
No,
are?
no. What you are at birth,
Are at birth, yeah, because the
you
word
agree.
the word assigned isn't in the definition, correct?
I don't think so. I don't think so
I mean,
because I don't
because
think you are
I would
assigned
say
to
yeah,
anything.
because
That's
you
just
can't be
who you are.
assigned with you can't be assigned with your
Yeah,
genetics.
you
Um,
after that you feel you could be like, nah, I'm not who I was assigned at birth.
yeah,
I'm a woman, and I'm 100% okay with that. Like I have my little sister's a lesbian, and when she was growing up, me and her would always have little candid conversations about, yo, Shawn, I don't really want to tell everybody I am who I am. I don't, I'm like, girl, express yourself. And the crazy thing is, my first year at college, my grandmother called me like, you need to get down here. Your sister wilding. Da, 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 da. And I got home. I rushed home in the middle of the week. And I'm like, Grandma, what's wrong? Where's she at? She in there and she gay. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. You
she
didn't
in
bring me
there
down.
and she gay.
You made me come down here because of this. But yeah, man, I feel like I should be able to define what I'm called as, man. And I just feel like I feel like that,
I
man.
think it's the same thing. It's like reversing around. Like when somebody is transgender and they identify themselves, formerly male now identifies as a female, you know, then they want to be referred to as such.
Yeah,
It's the same thing around, if I'm a male, I was born male and I identify as male, then you don't need to have a word or label on
a
it. I'm
prefix,
just
a
a
prefix
just a
on it.
dude. You can't. It's not like you can go to a transgender individual and say, "Hey, her name is Sally. She's transgender." You don't want that to be broadcasted all the time.
Yeah, I just
It's
call
like
you
I am
Sally.
who I am. That's who you are. So you know what I'm saying? It's like someone comes up to you like, "Hey, this is Shawn. This is Black Shawn. Oh, this is Puerto Rican Edwin."
Right,
It's
man.
like you don't go around like highlighting, what the definition of what you see somebody as. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
unless you're getting discriminated
Yeah.
against, then I feel like you should be like, yo, I'm transgender. Y'all in here talking that
Exactly,
transgender bullshit.
exactly. That would be the only, yeah.
Cut it
But
out.
I think that that's part of the whole problem is that we're trying to achieve equality, but we still keep separating ourselves and
Drawing the
putting each other
line,
as
and that's what I'm
in
saying.
categories. And I mean, in some instances, it's part of the solution because identifying the different groups so that we can accept them. But ultimately, isn't the goal to not be talking about groups? Is like, what I mean, we can't be saying like, me and the whole LGBT community and stuff, because I'm not gonna, when I talk about stuff that's important to me, I don't say me and the Puerto Rican community.
Hmm.
I'm not speaking for the whole Puerto Rican community, but
I'm
I am a
speaking for
Puerto
me.
Rican man, and I have my values and stuff. So when it comes to Puerto Rican issues and stuff that happens in Puerto Rico, then yeah, I'm gonna speak on it in that sense. But to go around like trying to unify
Bash
this.
people, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was like, I think that ultimately we're supposed to get to the point where we're not talking about that type.
Yeah,
We're not talking about it in that way. We're supposed to just accept each other.
right. And I mean, honestly, I support the transgender community. I support the LGBTQIA community, and they're trying. The movement is moving fast, and things are changing. But at the same time, black people been trying to fight for rights, equality, and all of that shit for 400 fucking years, man. So it's not going to be an overnight thing, and you cannot force your ideologies on people. I treat everybody. I mean, anybody who ever meet me in the streets, I'm never off-putting. I'm never disrespectful. If you come around me and I know you are LGBTQ, I'm not gonna, oh, let me act a certain. I treat you just like one of the homies. I'm never
Yeah,
derogatory. I'm never disrespectful. I
yeah.
keep you clean. I keep you neat, just like I keep everybody else, man. So I was talking to one of my homies today, not the individual that made this accusation to me, but another comic that I know and I respect his mind. And he was coming at me from that side of the game. Like, yo, yeah, you is looking like a transphobe out here in the streets.
You
But I
you're
feel
looking
like
like, wait. So you're looking like a transphobe because you disagree with somebody being physically
labeling me.
assaulted?
Well, not even that. Well, yeah, they just glazed right past that. They thought it was cool, and I didn't even harp on that because I seen that's what it was. So first and foremost, you think it's cool to beat people up, but then on the flip side of the game, you saying don't beat up trans people. No, violence is violence across the board. So that's off top. We gonna nip that in the bud off top. Second of all, if you have he was telling me, and I love this guy. He was telling me, yo, you are not validating their existence by saying you don't want to be called cis.
Oh, so it's about you not wanting to be called cis.
Me not wanting to be called a cisgendered person.
I don't want to be called that either.
I just want to be called. I said I was just saying. Now I might be wrong. I'm
So
not
I
a
could
trans
sit there. I
person.
could sit here and say I don't identify as a cis gendered male. I
You
identify as
transphobic.
a male.
No, you transphobic.
No, that's what I'm saying. If I say that, that's my right to say that. Just like it's your right to say you identify as a female or you identify as a male.
And I
Um,
accept it, bro. Like I got,
that
I'm
doesn't mean you don't accept. That means that they're not accepting you. That's what it means to me. Like let's say I'll take the let's say I was my original name was Edwina.
mm-hmm.
Hypotheticals, and I transitioned to
Take
male.
that.
Now I'm Edwin, right?
Uh-huh.
And now I'm trying to tell you that I want you to call me, but you've known me since I was born, so you knew me as Edwina, and sometimes you accidentally call me by my original name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I'm getting upset. So I was like, you cis, and
I
then I
feel
start
you, man.
telling you cisgendered males don't understand. And it's like, hey, don't call me that. I don't identify as that. So
Right.
then I'm saying, yo, you transphobic. Wait a minute. So does that make me cisphobic or something? I mean, we gotta start trying to like realize what this phobia is. It phobia? Is it a fear? Some things are done out of fear. Some things are out of acceptance. They're not trying to
Yeah.
be, but
A
it
phobia
can
is
go both ways though. That's why you have to be careful, like because it's at the same time, it's like you have the right to be identified with how you want to be identified as, just like I
exactly.
do.
When
You
do
know what I
my
mean?
rights come into play? When
Yeah.
I am
Suddenly, you don't have rights because I'm the one that's being that's being what is it like?
forced upon. I'm the one
Yeah.
being in the scope of, and I was just saying, like, if I was the type of person who was always saying, "Oh no, I ain't working with no trans comics," or I don't like dog. When I used to book show, I've had multiple gay and if people of that community that I booked as headliners, booked on shows, and paid undiscriminatorily. Like I don't care, bro. And that's the beauty of being here. Nobody gives a fuck about. I mean, now I'm not gonna say this in the trans community. It's a high suicide rate, and that's fucked up. I don't want kids, people that identify with that community, to feel like they have nowhere to go and they have to be, just like fuck. This world is
Yeah.
shit. I'm gonna put myself out the
Yeah.
game. I hate that. That's not right. But phobia means to hate, to dislike somebody, or to fear it. I neither fear nor dislike anybody from the trans community. I just have a difference of opinion. And if you look outside of the United States of America, bro, the rest of the world is straight up fucking savages,
Yeah.
people of that community. So if my gripe with I don't want to be called a cis puts me on the level of people in China, let's
I
say,
don't. Yeah.
that
That's.
say, hey, you can't do that here. And if you
Yeah.
do that shit in there, they'll lock you up. They don't let boy bands and shit on TV and all that because they want to promote
Well,
masculinity. If
Multiverse of Madness is not playing in the Middle Eastern countries in China because there's a openly gay hero in there, America Chavez. She's it's straight from the comics, so it's comic accurate, and she was raised by two mothers, two lesbian mothers, and they showed a piece of that in the movie. You know what I mean? And because of that, they banned it from those countries.
which is insane, bro, because people can get on YouTube and see the shit and see transgender and see gay anyway.
Yeah.
So you fighting a futile battle.
But
So
imagine though, those countries. That means that the people in those countries,
it's open hate.
they're hiding still over there
Right.
because you can't be openly gay over there.
Nah, they'll stone you and shit, which is fucked
Yeah,
up. It's fucked up because now somebody can't be themselves.
yeah,
And I feel like if me just saying, yo, I love your movement. I'm proud of everything you. The Black Civil Rights Movement was co-opted to an extent with the LGBT community movement, and that's how that sort of thrived up. So everybody that I know, like my auntie is a trans woman. She was born a man and transitioned to a woman. And when we go to cookouts, I kiss her on the cheek, I hug her, we laugh. It's like it's nothing. But that's the beauty of the world. You want to get to a level where people just say, "Who gives a fuck?"
yeah. It's
Keep
just like,
living your
hey,
life.
you accept we accept each other as who we are.
We accept each
It's
other.
just like how many churches say come, isn't that saying a lot of
Come as
churches
you
come
are.
as you
Yep.
are.
Yep.
So if I come as I am, there's conditions to this.
Stipulations on it, bro, and it's ridiculous, man. And I felt real disrespected because I don't even go out of my way to treat that community right, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's just innately what I do. I'm not going to be like, oh, he's sucking dick, I can't be his friend.
Yeah, but no, now, but you get
That
put
don't
in
have no point.
because now people start sitting there and start attaching this narrative to you, and then now it's like it puts you in a position where you got to force it. So now I have to openly do things to show you that I'm not, and
Pandering.
no one should
I'm
be
not
doing.
pandering to
Yeah,
nobody.
yeah, nobody deserves to be doing that. Especially if it's a misunderstanding on point. Like if I call you something because it's a label that has been created. I don't say is it a label. Is it a created label or is it
No,
some
I don't think it's a created label. I think
cis? But
cis is the
I
created.
all I know is that in Star Wars, I'm not a dark cis.
That's
I'm
a
not.
stiff.
I
That's
know
a
it's a
stiff.
cis is
You
too
silly
close to Sith,
66. No,
and
I'm
I
just it's weird, man. It's weird. And
Darth Sidious.
anybody who know me know I've never even brought this up. Like I don't even be like, yeah, I love y'all. I'm not pandering to. I don't even like when Joe Biden and them niggas start pandering to blacks with that get your booty to the poll, and they let you vote and then give you credits at the strip clubs. I don't even like pandering to my own black
Yeah,
community.
yo, that's
Ain't no
crazy.
way I'm a pander to somebody else. Now, if you a piece of shit person, which I feel this individual is, not the homie that I was speaking to, but the person that labeled me this, because this person has had a lot of infractions with other comics about this same exact subject. And I feel like once you fight so hard for a subject, you turn into the Black Panthers. You just get angry, and everybody who cross you is the op.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh motherfucker, you's a transphobe, nigga. You drink strawberry soda with a straw, nigga. You a transphobe, And I don't think that's what we should get to, man.
yeah, yo.
You have to assess each individual circumstance with the person that you're speaking to. You can't have no rollover and carryover
Exactly.
from the last 10 conversations to this. That's not me, yo. I
Yeah,
never exhibited no animosity or no disrespect to anybody, and not even exclusively trans community, to women comedians got it fucked up in the game with these predators out here, niggas trying to get close to you just so they can fuck you real quick. I don't press on women comedians. I don't press on newer comics, and I'm damn sure not pressing on no, comedians due to their gender or sexual preference, because it's stupid. It doesn't mean anything. That's a small mind. But I do reserve the right to say, hey, I respect your wave, respect mine. Yeah. That's all. That's the end all.
Yeah, exactly. And just for the record, I just want to say that I agree with you on your stance as far as Dave Chappelle didn't deserve that, especially at the same time when he said himself, I started this journey as transphobic. You know what I mean? I started this journey as transphobic, and as I learn more, I'm learning, because then he met somebody who's a transgendered individual and became friends with them.
And unfortunately, that individual,
and they ended their life, and he's speaking on their behalf and saying, like, I still got a long way to go, but I'm open to listen. And when someone says that and you go up and try to beat them up, do you think that the end result will be he's going to keep listening, or are you going to tip him to the other side? Or are you going to just prove why he is the way he is? The thing is, like, you got to understand, is like, when it comes to these type of things, you got to like tread lightly in how you're doing things, because if your goal is to achieve equality, your goal is to try to make everybody respect who you are as an individual, regardless of what you choose, who you choose to be from a gender perspective, and which you identify as, whether it's non-binary or whatnot, then you have to understand that to be listened to, you got to give respect and
listen, man.
And you got to listen, and you got to, when someone gives you a platform to talk, then you say what you got to say. But when you coming out there swinging and stuff on somebody that already had publicly said that they know who they are, but they're trying to understand, then you have to help them get to that point. So sometimes that's what happens, is like you're going to create war where there is no war.
You can't Christian crusades everything. You can't just run into the village cutting niggas' heads off and saying, you believe, you get down or lay down on some state property type shit.
But I don't agree how that person did that. And in no form that was even the right place or time to do that in the first place. He's running up on stage. You know that you ain't going to get away with that. Yeah. And you think that you made a statement? Is it going to mobilize people that think like that dude? Probably. They're going to be all
on the other person's side that you attack, that you physically attack. Everybody there. But
now people are going to have comedians going to be going on stage with full on security, and it's going to get nuts.
It's crazy, man.
It's going to get worse before it gets better because of that shit.
The individual did eventually come out and say that they did that because of gentrification in their grandmother's neighborhood, and that their grandmother was forced out of their home. So it ended up not even being.
Oh, it wasn't about
a transgender or.
Oh wow! Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
So it ended up not even.
So what did that have to do with Dave Chappelle then?
I don't know. He said the Hollywood Bowl, rich people was pushing people out of push the poor out the community.
Oh, okay. So it had nothing to do with Dave Chappelle at all. It was just a statement being made.
It was a statement. It was a PR stunt. And just to bring awareness to something. So that's
and the only thing he put awareness of was his ass getting whooped.
His arm getting motherfucking finagled up. That's what.
Damn.
But just to clear the air, man. If you are in a community and you know me already, you know that's not my wave, bro. You know I'm not hating on nobody. I laugh, I kick it with everybody.
Hey, we've got episodes speaking on this topic a few episodes back too. We had an extensive talk about this, about treating people no matter who they are, respect. It's the only reason why you should disrespect anybody is if you're defending yourself or something like that. But you shouldn't be doing that type of shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a stand on this, and I'm willing to converse and be educated on why I am a cis male, but I don't think that if I want to be called something else, just be like, yo, that's Shawn, he the homie, he just don't like to be called cis. He's just a chubby black.
Hey, and I think that's your right to say that, So, and if somebody's like labeling me that and saying it over and over, it's like I get what it means. Cool. But stop calling me that with that
with the vigor of
you're a cis. You're just a cis male.
This individual is a very angry person.
And I don't get that, it's just I get why people are angry. I do.
But pick and choose your battles. That's like me walking up to a white person and be like, y'all hung my ancestors, nigga, and just swinging on them.
No, it's misplaced. You can't just go around.
Yeah, I got white homies I know that we both know their history and their ancestry and shit, but we on a level today can be amicable and we can talk about stuff and we can hash it up without me. You're a racist. You're a bigot. You're a nigger lover. Like, I ain't got to do all that other stuff
Yeah.
like that. So just treat people around you with respect. Respect people's wishes. And then the train will ride smoothly, man. You don't really gotta force nothing on nobody. But we done harping on that. That was a hot 20 minutes. I appreciate you chopping it up with me, Edwina.
Yes, sir.
um,
I'm not gonna live that down now. A hypothetical becomes a reality.
I told you sick earlier, boy.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Piggybacking off of that, because I may have just made a dumb decision, but let's talk about another dumb decision. Let's talk about dumb decisions we have both made in life that could have cost us our lives. Things you done when you're youth, or maybe even last week, that could have got your body caught. Nigga, Randy Moss ran up on you and caught your body, and you almost died, man. You got. I got a topic, but I've been talking for a minute, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and speak on it.
You want me to go first? Okay, yeah, man. All right, man. I got as soon as we was talking about this before we went on air. I told you I got a story. I got a story to tell. All right, so dates back to 2002. Yes, 2000. This is back 2002. 21 years old. So I was a young buck, still young. I'm an adult, but still got the mind of a child. Yeah. So this was right before New Year's. Matter of fact, it was during the New Year's Eve, and I was with my cousin. I'm just gonna leave names out of it, just in case they don't want me to talk about this. But this is back. He lived over at Ricestown Square Apartments, over there right by the Ricestown Plaza. A lot of y'all from B-More, you know where that's at. So we were. I came back. During that time, I think I was living in Randallstown off Liberty Road. I can't remember. Yeah, I was during that time. I was living in Liberty Road. So I went to spend the weekend over there. And he's like, "Yo, we got a party, yo." His neighbor, you know what I mean? He a plug and stuff. He be selling the weed and all that. So it was like he's throwing a party to to increase his clientele and all that. But you already know it's a dangerous situation there underneath the surface. Right. So I'm just trusting my cousin. Like we gonna go over there and chill for a couple hours and get some grass. Blah. So we're knocking on the door. We get over there. It's like 9 o'clock in the evening. So at 9 o'clock in the evening, we're knocking on the door, and I got my friend with me. You know what I mean? I got a friend of mine that live with me. He's from Hunt Valley, Cockeysville, Hunt Valley area. He came down to visit me, so he ain't from the city.
Hold up. So two niggas from Randallstown and Hunt Valley descended on the hood. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I said at the time I lived in Randallstown.
Okay.
Anywho, that doesn't matter because I've lived in the city too and all that.
Right.
But in any case, at that time, that's where I lived. So I drove over there. My friend came to visit me. We went and then met up with my cousin. We're knocking on the door. No one's answered, but the music's blazing real loud. So then my cousin's like, boom, 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 boom. They ain't gonna answer. And I was just all of a sudden in that moment, I was thinking to myself, something don't feel right. And my gut was telling me, mate. So I was like, yo, maybe we just come back later on, yo. He's like, nah, man, you hear that music they in there? He playing. He was like, somebody looked through the peephole. So he got mad because they thought they was ignoring him. So then he's banging. Next thing you know, about 30 seconds later, somebody comes in through the front door and he comes down like he's coming to the party. And he's like, yo, what's up? Nobody answering the door. And that moment, my hair stood up. I knew at that moment this dude left out the back door. In my mind, he left out the back door and came around.
Who the fuck is these niggas at the door?
Yeah. So he stands there so immediately I took with my body so I could keep him in my viewpoint. And my boy was standing right next to him. And then all of a sudden the door opens. As soon as the door opens, I look at the door and my head turns away from him. And then guess what? Opens the door. Boom! Gun in my cousin's face right there. And then immediately I turn around. Gun in my boy's back of his head.
Oh, damn! Got the drop on you.
He's like, y'all want to come in? Come on in then. They brought us in there, tied us all up. There was four dudes in there. They tied us all up and covered our taped us all up and whatnot. And the crazy thing, everything went down. My boy was losing his mind. I'm like, yo, just calm down because if their objectives was to kill us, we
They
already
did
would
it
have been
off
done.
top.
We'd
Right.
have done it the minute they brought us in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was already tied on the ground. We went in there, the whole party was on the ground, son, tied up. Yo, it was like 10 people on the ground, tied up, no bullshit in the living room, yo.
Party jumping.
They laid us down, tied us all up, yo. They took all his shit, took all of his stash and all his cash, and they went out the back door. And then my boy was like, "Yo, what do we do?" I was like, "Yo, just hold tight for a second. Let me just hear if nobody's here." And then I was like, "All right." So then I rolled over and we started untying each other. We all got up, and I was like, "Damn!" And we left, and I was mad as hell, yo, because luckily I had a watch. I had a watch that was on my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they took my jewelry. My dad got me all this jewelry that I had. Really nice jewelry he gave me. It was gone. I don't wear jewelry to this day because of that. I stopped. That like made me not want to wear jewelry ever again. I've never worn jewelry ever since. Anyhow, I had a watch on, so I pushed the watch back like this into my sleeve so that you couldn't see it. So I at least kept the watch, and my son has the watch now.
Do you still watch? Do you still wear watches?
Yeah, not really.
He was about to lie to me real quick.
Not really. I was like, yeah, not really. Damn. But the crazy thing is, that's why I said decisions that almost got me killed. Is the fact is, I didn't trust my gut. My gut told me something was wrong. I should have told him like, "Yo, let's leave." I said in my head was saying we should leave. And as soon as Yo came in from behind, I knew we was fucked. And I was like, I already knew it was fucked. And I was like, shit, we're fucked.
Damn, bro.
But luckily, they just took what we had on us. I only had like $60 on me, and I had like about a dime bag of weeds, pack of cigarettes.
You'd have blew that 60 anyway, nigga. Did they take your cigarettes?
Yeah, they took my cigarettes.
What?
They took everything, bro, except for my. They took all that shit. Yo.
Give me them Newports.
It took the Newports. It was a fresh pack though. It was an unopened fresh pack because I got it specifically to be at the party. It was a fresh pack, dime bag. It took all my shit, yo. My jewelry gone, yo. Yo, to this day, yo, I realized that that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I don't wear jewelry anymore either. Because I was like, what is jewelry anyway? You know what I mean? It's for me to floss and show I got something. In the end, I don't like the tension. So it's like, fuck it. I don't wear jewelry.
That's crazy, bro. Well, I'm glad you made it out of there, man, because that shit could have definitely went a whole nother way, bro. If somebody acted crazy, one of the cats that was tied up tried to jump up, and then he had to hot one person.
Yeah, because everybody would have been at risk. That's why I was telling my boy, like, calm the fuck down, yo. As long as we sit the fuck still, let them do what they doing. They ain't even here for us. They were trying not to open the door.
Right.
But my cousin wasn't trying to hear it. Like, because he was like, if he keeps knocking, it's gonna bring attention. So that we got brought in just specifically that. He's like, yo, it's like, and the dude who was taking his shit is like, y'all could have had all your shit, but you wanted to be knocking on the door. It's like y'all volunteered to get robbed. That's what he said.
Rob me, brother.
I was like, damn, yo, and I was laughing when he said that. And I was like, yo, honestly, yo, you didn't take my eye that good because if I lift my head up, I can still see underneath. He's like, shut the fuck up. And I was like, yeah, he did.
You trippy, man. That's crazy, bro.
But yeah, we got up out of there, and I was like, yo, I was wiser from that moment.
Yeah, you live and you learn, because some motherfuckers go back and make the same mistake. Bro.
It's like, I ain't going to nobody's party. I was like, yo, you sell and all that stuff out of your own house? Yeah, I'm not going to your house, bro.
I never went to a trap house party.
No, that's the rule. Don't sell where you rest at.
Yeah.
You see what happened? He got robbed and all that because he kept all the shit where he lived at.
You gotta buy a storage unit for that, but you ain't hear that from me.
He wasn't listening to 10 Crack Commandments, and I guess he got... Biggie told you, yo, you wasn't listening, yo. This is 2002. That album came out in 97, son.
Damn, he was just nodding to the beat.
That album came out in 97, yo. I know, because I got the double case CD. Yo, remember how thick that thing was? The big double case?
Was that Life
After Death, 1997, yeah. 10 Crack Commandments, yeah. He must have not heard that song.
He played the first two and then went to goofy shit.
Yeah, he put the second CD in and never put the first one in.
The B side only.
Yeah. He heard Tupac and Bone was on the second CD, so he just popped that in.
I'm hopping on this one first.
Yo, that's the first two tracks too, yo. It comes off right off the money, yo. Notorious Thugs and then Notorious Thugs and then what was the other one?
I don't remember yet.
Oh no, that was on the Bone album. Now I'm tripping. I'm sitting there combining two double albums. Bone's double CD, Tupac's track 2.
Notorious Thugs wasn't on Life or Death?
No, that's on Life or Death. I was talking about the Bone and Tupac track.
Oh, okay.
That's how you know my mind's all flipped up. He hit me pretty hard. I lost my memory.
That's trippy, man.
But yeah, what's your story now?
So I mean, mine was when I was a little bit younger, man. I think I was about 13 or 14. And this really set the pace for the rest of my life because I stopped doing a lot of goofy shit. So when I was younger, me and my homies, we would just go around doing dumb shit, vandalizing shit, doing dumb stuff, like a lot of dumb shit we was doing. But one particular night we was walking to Security Square Mall. I don't know if you know the security area in Woodlawn and all that area over there is where I grew up. And we was walking late at night. We was walking towards the Security Square Mall to go to the movies. So my homie Shawn, who is incarcerated right now, I guess he didn't learn to stop doing dumb shit. But he started picking up rocks, and as cars would drive by, nigga just breaking niggas fucking windows
Side windows or the windshields?
While they're driving. Any window that it would hit, shit was getting tagged up. So we would throw, and I did it too. We was picking up rocks, and they would hit the brakes, and then we would run into the woods because we was walking past Martin's West, and it's a lot of wooded areas.
Yeah.
Both sides, like near the highway wall is on one side, and then you got the hotel and Martin West and all that shit on one side. So when we got towards the storage unit, right before that Burger King McDonald's, it was this black SUV, and I picked up a rock and I threw that shit, and old boy stopped. It bust out. I think his either back passenger window or the back window on a I think it was like a Suburban or Tahoe or some shit. Psh, and we run into the storage unit spot, but we ain't run very deep. So this nigga hopped out, was like, I know y'all bitch ass niggas ain't just break my fucking window, and just started bah, 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 shooting into the fucking storage unit shit. Right, I'm in the bushes like Prince in the bush. I'm like, oh, I'm scared as shit in the bushes, bro. And he once he did those shots, man, and I stayed in that bush for about an hour, bro. And I seen the nigga drive off, but I stayed in that bush for like an hour. We all stayed. One nigga was on top of the storage unit. Another nigga ran deeper back into the storage unit. But after like an hour, we came back out.
Nobody got hit.
Nobody got hit, yo. And we was kids, bro. 13,
oh my
14 years
god!
Old. And he was just dumping. He probably shot like 12 times. Bah, 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 bah. And after that shit, yo, we just looked at each other. No, we ain't say nothing. We just looked at each other. We ain't go to the movie here, obviously. It's a fucking credit rolling. And we called mom, grandma, and we ran to the Burger King, just stood in front of the Burger King. And she came and picked us up. And she was like, how was the movie? I was like, it's all right.
Is that yo? You know what that reminds me of? I think you had one of those Pulp Fiction moments, yo, when Samuel Jackson and John Travolta, the divine intervention, where they look back, the bullet holes are directly behind him.
Yeah, man.
He's like, "Yo, we supposed to be dead."
Be dead, bro. And after that, I mean, we were still on some childish shit, but never anything that was like could take us to that level again, bro. That really put a fear in me, yo, and I realized where I was staying. This ain't Bismarck, North Dakota.
Yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
But yeah, exactly. That was one of the most. That was a defining moment in my life, that, so to speak, that said to me, "Nigga, it can get real fast,
real quick."
You know, he could have been dealing with something. He caught his wife cheating, and he was already on 10. You know, because all you gotta do is get your.
And then it's like, what now? He probably was at the light before that light.
Yeah,
it says, "What now, God? What now, God?" And then at the next light, that's it.
That's it, you never know
I'm taking all these fools to hell with me. And
he didn't know it was kids.
No,
he knew a rock was thrown at, because we threw multiple rocks at the same time. So one probably hit the body, one probably hit the tire, and I don't know if my rock was the one that shattered the glass. But you know, that was a dumb moment for me. That was like, yo.
How many of y'all threw rocks? It was like
4 of us.
4. So 4 rocks went through the air, 1 through the glass. One of those rocks could have hit him inside the car.
Maybe. I don't know if he had his window down. You're right. Anything could have happened, because we was like, and he saw us. He saw as he drove past. We was like 1, 2, and everybody threw the rock at once. And then as we threw,
so he saw you guys throwing it.
Yeah, I mean, as he passed, like, we was walking on the curb.
Oh God!
It wasn't just like, you know, some moments you'd be like, damn, what was that? He saw 4 little niggas throw something and run. So he knew what it was hitting for, man. And after that, man, I just was like, bro, I gotta chill.
Wow.
Out, bro. because I could have got
Wow.
smoked that night, man. No Too
Yeah.
Late We Said It podcast if I'd have got aired out on that one. But I also wouldn't be fighting with people about calling me sis either. So maybe I should have got shot. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yo, but look at the trajectory of taking a life too soon. You know what I mean? Every life that you've touched from that moment to now would
Yeah,
have not.
man. A lot of
So
people don't make
a
it
lot
there.
of people's trajectories could have changed because of you not being here. So I was
Yeah,
like, that's the importance, like, of understanding that there's no life. No life is unimportant. You know, every
invaluable.
life
Yeah,
is important. Or every life needs to be valued because, all it takes is you say the right words to the right person, and you could motivate that person to change the world. You may not be the one to change the world, but you might be the reason why someone else is motivated to change the world. So,
A
and
la
that's what it
Lady in
really,
the
yeah.
Water. Did you see that movie Lady in the Water from M. Night Shyamalan?
Ah, yeah.
She had to and put the seed in him to write a book and inspire the mind of the next great leader or some shit.
Exactly. So
So
that's what's important about life is that any one of us could be the catalyst of some greater change.
yeah,
And you do one stupid thing and you could completely alter the course
everything.
of society.
Yeah, and you'll never. It's unbeknown to you. That's why I treat everybody with respect, man, because you never know what people are dealing with, man.
Yeah.
It's like you could say some off the cuff shit that
Yo,
could be the last
we
one.
all could be one fucked up situation away from being criminals.
Exactly, man.
And that's the character arc, yo. Every one of us, like, and that's what I believe. Nobody's all the way good, and nobody's all the way bad, yo. We're always just battling our demons, trying to do the best we can, And one situation could change how you see things. You know what I mean? That person that was calling you that could easily have leaned you into being a homophobic. Like, I wasn't a homophobic until this motherfucker kept calling me sis this and
Oh,
sis that.
I'm definitely voting for Trump now. Yo.
Yeah, but that's the crazy part is that's why I said it's very sensitive. When you're trying to, like, get your point across, because what you say can inadvertently cause what you not want to happen to actually happen.
Right. That's why you can't force people to do things.
Yeah, you can't, yo.
So, I mean, I don't feel no different way about that community though, because it's like
because that's one person. Not everybody's gonna. Not everybody's good. Not everybody's good. Just we're both on here. We might not be good people. We might be good people. We could be bad people saying good things. The point of the matter is,
in some situations, I know that's the thing. When you feel like you're infallible and you are beyond reproach, that's when you need to reevaluate yourself. That's why I always say, man, if I'm wrong, holla at me. You never gonna if you feel like, yo, Shawn, you wrong. Just like my other homie hit me up about that situation, and we talked for like an hour, and I never once was like, motherfucker, I got the right to feel the way. I'm like, yo, okay, this is how I feel. Voice your opinion. We can have a dialogue, and at the end, if we agree to disagree, that is what it is. But I'm never going to belittle your point of view or your perspective and tell you you're wrong. Even with situations such as race, bro. I deal with shit when I talk. Like my brother-in-law, white, and his friends is white, and I was having a conversation with one of his friends where he was telling me, well, we brought you guys here, and you look at how much better you doing. If you would have stayed in Africa, you gotta. Now that's a very disrespectful statement. See, look at your eyes. I'll never get to the point where, like, I'm dismissing them. Like, yo, you dumbass bigot. I'm not even going to hear. I want to fully hear your point of view in the hopes that with my rebuttal, you can at least, if not flip to my perspective, you can at least have an understanding of the other side. You understand what I'm saying? If you just yelling and arguing and assigning people as racist and shit like, now he might very well be racist because that was some racist. But I'm not going to leave that taste in your mouth that makes in your ignorant state validates what you think already, because I was rude and all of that stuff like that.
Yeah, because if you behave unfavorably, then he's like, see, savages.
Yeah, exactly. He gonna walk away, and I believe he walked away saying, you angry, but you not validated. You angry that I didn't acquiesce to what you were saying, but it ain't validated. You dig? So that's just the way I feel about a lot of
people. Especially like showing the person that, for one, that's some fucked up shit you said, but I'm not gonna let you affect me and make me act out of character because you saying some real ignorant shit. Because that's exactly what that is. It's ignorant. It's ignorance at its finest. Whether or not it's from state of prejudice, that has to do with you knowing the individual beyond that statement. Because
Right.
sometimes people say stupid shit. I say stupid shit all the time,
All the time.
and sometimes I'm trying to say one thing and I come off a different way, and
Right,
it
right.
can be misconstrued easily because sometimes we just pick a bad choice of words,
Right.
and it makes us look a certain way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's one of those things like when you catch somebody, you check the ignorance. But you don't have to check the ignorance with force. You can check the ignorance with intellect. He said something negative. You have to be able to combat that with something that reinforces your stance and then attacks him back intellectually. Because once you
Right.
do that, he's going to be able to do nothing but stay quiet and shut the fuck up and feel stupid.
Or just go off on an ignorant tangent.
And then in which case, then you know that it's coming from a prejudice.
Exactly.
And that's how you find out. Sometimes it's better. It's not. You're not supposed to just. Someone says something ignorant, smack them, punch them in their mouth, and then come to find out they weren't what you thought they were. They just fucking used the wrong choice of words. It's like, whoops, my bad, yo. I thought you was a racist bigot.
Now you both stupid.
Now both of y'all stupid. So it's like it's a very tricky situation, because there's a lot of ignorant people out there, and then there's a lot of prejudiced people out there.
There's a lot of emotion, man. I feel like society today. You know how they used to say America runs on Duncan?
Yeah.
America runs on emotion.
Yeah, emotion.
Remove a lot of your emotion from shit, because that's how that's 90% of niggas in the penitentiary move off of emotion, bro. You gotta be able to separate how you feel from logic.
Yeah, and it festers too, and it becomes a poison. Mm-hmm. Because imagine, how many people are wrongfully incarcerated. And guess what? They're great people. But some of them come out, do the time that they shouldn't have done, and come out and become worse than what they would have been.
Yeah, you get institutionalized, man.
And because they're filled with the hatred and resentment of them being in that situation.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to a lot of people. You feel betrayed. Like, you did a crime, your boy sells you out, rats you out. Now you in there just thinking murderous thoughts like, when I get out, and then you just festering with that. Yo, it's a
slippery slope, bro.
Yeah, man. It's a slippery
slope. That's
why
I don't put people on a pedestal, man. I don't put nobody past the level of treachery. That's the thing. I feel like people will be like, but that was my homie, yo. Hey, man, this is the world, bro. Es el mundo.
Yeah, you can't put nothing past nobody, because just like I said earlier, not everybody's not all the way good and everybody's not all the way bad. We tend to all straddle that fence,
Everybody, man. It is, man. Yeah. So, hey, but look, we creeping up on the 120 mark. We had another couple things to speak on, but as we always do,
we've added topics in the conversation as we go. But that's how this show goes, yo. It's not scripted. We just have a 5-minute conversation and go over the things that we're about to talk about and just let it ride, yo. We let it ride. These are all thoughts on the spot, live on the spot. It's not preemptive. It's just, we just have topics and we just speak our minds freely, and let it take us where we take us. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And that's how I feel like that's the best thing to do, man, is just have organic conversations. But if you're watching this, man, you watching the playback, we appreciate everybody chiming in on the live chat. Shout out to my nigga Anthony. I gotta stop calling white people niggas. I gotta say that. I gotta stop in general. I call everybody the N-word.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dude Mert.
I've actually fielded a couple complaints about that.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I'm just joking.
So I don't care, man. That's another reason I don't think.
I did though.
Like we said on the other cut, man. I know I'm not gonna make it as a Nickelodeon quality caliber comic, because I just like to curse too much.
Yeah,
I love to curse. I made a joke the other day, like, cursing is necessary. Like, imagine doing everything in life without cussing. Imagine having sex without having to say cuss.
See, just so you can feel better about yourself. You know what my favorite word is? Favorite American English word?
What?
Fuck.
So much emotion in it.
Because that word it travels the whole spectrum of the English language, from a positive to negative to descriptive. It's an adjective, it's a noun, it's everything you want it to be in one word, Joe. It's like, yeah. It's just a great word. It's a great word. It's all about context. You know what I mean? I think it's what just like the comedian, what's his name? George Carlin. He always talked about. He's like, words aren't bad in itself. it's all about context and how you use the word that makes it bad. So, and that's true. It's true because you could use the word negatively or positively. But that's why I like that word. It just sounds so raunchy too. So when you say it, you're like, ooh. You also get that feeling of like rebellion. It's like I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm gonna say, yeah. Ooh, it just tingles me.
So I mean, it is what it is, man. I have full dexterity. Well, I'm not gonna say full, but I have a good grasp on the English language. But I choose to say what I say, man, and it is what it is, man. Accept me for who I am, the cursing African American man you know from Baltimore. Love me.
Yo, I'm watching I see our playback because I got two screens going, and I see our video 30 seconds after, and I'm noticing that I'm bouncing around this little square like a ping pong, ball. I looked, I was like, am I bouncing around like that? God damn, I gotta stay stiller a little bit. Got ants in my pants. I'm like gang, like Pong and shit, bouncing around the freaking.
Shout out to Pong.
Yeah,
the early video games.
It's a great game.
But yeah, man, you wanna say anything, everyone, man? Before we
I just want to reiterate a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You know, who are we without you? You know, you brought us into the world. You brought us into the world, gave us love. You know, and I couldn't be more grateful. You know what I mean? So it's for all the mothers. All the mothers in my family, their friends, everybody. You know, if I haven't mentioned your name, that's why it's better I just don't, so I don't like leave anybody out. But all the mothers love you so much. If I know you, you know I appreciate you.
Exactly. I got a couple shows this week. Later this week, if you follow me at all on Facebook, check my pages. I got a couple shows going on. One at Old Line Brewery, I think. Old Line Brewery over in Hollandtown, and another at Terra Cafe over near the top end of Baltimore Street, not near the strip clubs, the other end, like you headed up towards Timonium.
Yeah.
So yeah, just check me out, man, on a couple shows. We appreciate everybody for watching. Everybody for watching.
Everybody.
You watch this playback. You agree with us, you disagree with us, go ahead, drop a comment, drop a picture of yourself taking a middle finger, post that bitch in the comments. Whatever.
Hashtag too late we said it.
Yeah, too late we said it, man.
Hey, matter of fact, you know what? We should do that. If you got something to say that may or may not be favorable, hashtag too late we said it in there. Let's get that shit going. Too late I said it. Too late I said it. Too late we said it.
And remember, discourse is the blood of this country. Don't just pander. Talk about how you really feel, right, wrong, or indifferent, because it'll help you be you, and it'll help the people around you understand who you are better. Sometimes you're in a bad situation because you're faking. If you just be who you are, you'll gravitate to the people who appreciate you, man. And that's all we can expect out of life. But from myself, Shawn Leverett, thank you guys for watching. Edwin, great talking to you as always.
Likewise, as always.
And we will see you guys next week for another episode of
Too Late We Said It.